United here, 2v2 faction battle tournament. This is round 1, game 1, Hydra's Chasm. Blue team, for Chaos we have Crazyman, 64335. As a Plague Champion, starts off range combat with his damage over time bolter, can get melee weapons, good versatility but is slow, can also build turrets and repair. And alongside, Chaos Librarian is a 1000 Suns Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and destructive commander, fights in melee combat by default, has a bunch of spells to ruin your day. And for the red team, Eldar, we have double Warlocks. First up is GiDDoLo, and alongside is Adila. These guys are offensive commanders with great mobility. You see Fleet of Foot up, also fantastic disruption and can tank damage with the right war gear. 491 500. There's a single cap early on for Eldar, taking a natural quicker. Both the natural VPs on this west side, southwest for Eldar, northwest for Chaos, and contested VP on the east. Looks like it's Chaos Librarian versus Adila on this east side. Here come Howling Banshees for GiDDoLo. Both Eldar players with Howling Banshees up. Adila's on the eastern flank capping these points. Chaos Librarian's Heretics idle momentarily, but now they're moving. Chaos Sorcerer trying to get models off of these Dire Avengers. Does get one with a bolt pistol shot, I think. 484 500. Now the Warlock is being focused down and needs to retreat. Has 690 hit points. It's not a huge amount for a melee commander, but it's not the lowest either. 484 500. Does make up for it with his very good mobility, of course. Look at this. It's Crazyman pushing down the west side. Plague Champion capping the VP, and double Heretics are up. No upgrades yet. We have double Heretics, in fact, for both of the Chaos players. Need to be very good with your Heretic usage against Eldar early on, I think. As Chaos, we have an aspiring champion up for this squad for Chaos Librarian. Eternal War up for Crazyman's Chaos Space Marines. No Eternal War for Chaos Librarian. No, both Eldar players mirroring their builds so far with a Guardian Weapon team up. These guys will suppress infantry and do a lot of damage at close range to infantry as well. Plague Champion needs to flee and does. Now Crazyman is slightly under strength if GiDDoLo can hit back quickly on this west side. Crazyman has taken the western contested power there. 484 447. East side now turning red. 2-1 for Chaos for the time being though. Can Adila hit power here? It is reasonably easy to hit power on this east side, quite difficult to defend those gen farms. Just forced off and you can be hit very quickly. Your base is reasonably close though. 484 438. Shuriken set up behind this heavy cover, and that node I think is going to go down. Chaos Space Marine is time to shoot up these Howling Banshees, and there is Sigil of the Rift by Chaos Librarian. Nicely done, and wipes the Shuriken. Beautiful play by Chaos Librarian. That is an accessory that swaps places, or rather teleports a unit between 2 points. Can be your own unit or an enemy unit, hence the usage there to get that Shuriken out of position and take it down. Really nice play from Chaos Librarian. We see that a lot from him. His Rift play very good. Chaos Space Marine is trying to take down his Banshees in retreat with some melee attacks, but can't quite make it. Crazyman with grenade launchers up. There's some Noble Worship. Solid Plague Champion play so far. 458 438. And he might be able to put pressure on power, perhaps even decap the VP. 454 438. Warlock with the Merciless Witchblade up. Got a special attack on the Chaos Sorcerer and a draining energy with each hit, so a very effective weapon versus the Chaos Sorcerer. Chaos Sorcerer is quite energy intensive, so he's not going to like this Merciless Witchblade smacking him up. Champion's Robe is up as well. 441 438. Adila, at least so far, deciding not to replace his Guardian Weapon team. Perhaps he fears the same outcome with this Sigil of the Rift. 439 438. Kicking off on the west side, there's some Nurgle Worship. Aspiring Champion Heretics moving in for Crazyman against the Warlock. Shuriken is tied up by Chaos Space Marines in melee. Nicely done by Crazyman. There's a plasma grenade, I should say, and it's nicely dodged as well. Havoc setting up. GiDDoLo's Warlock suppressed and might go down in retreat. No. Bile Spewer is up for Crazyman. Nice usage of Billy's discharge there to snare these Howling Banshees. A really good snare. Does snare allied units though, as you can see there. The Plague Champion losing speed as he walked through it. Howling Banshees of GiDDoLo, aspect of fleetness. Of Adila, we have aspect of strength. 439, 438, 1-to-1 cap. Havocs will set up reasonably close to this Warlock. He's trying to decap and does so. 439, 438 steal with the 1-to-1 cap. Look at this though, Crazyman takes red team's natural there for a 2-to-1 for Chaos. Heretics with a Doom Blast and a retreat. Very dangerous to put them in against Howling Banshees with their Exarch. But doesn't need to worry about that until tier 2. 439, 425. These guys retreat with 4 models. Howling Banshee is doing reasonably well so far for both players. 439, 419. And we have Havocs up for both Chaos players. They're mirroring each other's build so far. Apparently these players experiencing some lag. Blue team retake their natural power. Dire Avengers throw a grenade on the aspiring champion Heretics, but it looks like Chaos Librarian saw it coming and takes out a model in retreat and takes out another. Down to 3 models that Dire Avenger squad. Crazyman has this side of the map locked down, it looks like. Where are his Havocs though? They are moving up. 439, 388. Tier 2 for everyone. GiDDoLo went first. Chaos unable to cap the east side. You cannot cap while staying infiltrated. And a bit of a standoff here. Get the feeling that both players are waiting for something in tier 2 before they push. Plague Champion taking damage under some Nurgle worship now, but decides to retreat. There's a plasma grenade and hits his own Warlock. We do have Merciless Switchblade and Champion's Robe up for GiDDoLo also. Howling Banshees flanking around for GiDDoLo, trying to get the Plague Champion I think, but they are just going to flank this Havoc. Looks like Crazyman thought they were going over to the east side, but now has spotted them. Tries to disrupt them with grenade launchers. Nice idea, but couldn't quite pull it off. And Havocs lose a model. These ladies do not have their Exarch still. 439, 314. Their Plague Champion, of course, can be very powerful versus melee with Touch of Nurgle Heretics and his Plague Fist and stuff. Doombox going in. Nasty one as well. That was a warp throw, I think. Yes. Throwing the Heretics around. We have double aspiring champion Heretics over here for Chaos Librarian, which could bleed him very nastily or could kill a whole bunch of stuff. Right now he's hitting power. 439, 283. Big lag spike there. Chaos team doing very well. They've spotted this webway gate as well. Falcon on the way for GiDDoLo. Eldar struggling here. Look at this. They're just 2 squads each. 439, 277. Howling Banshees with the Stalk Field up. Chasing down Havocs. Couldn't quite finish them off. Or can they? Still chasing here. Just one more attack would have done it, but they didn't do it. Here come the Howling Banshees to help out the Warlock. They do have their Exarch. Warlock might go down here in melee with Chaos Space Marines. Can they finish him off in retreat? Surely they can. 8 hit points, 6, 4, 2, and 0. Down he goes. 439, 265. Chaos Sorcerer's level 2. Plague Champion's level 2 has done really well with this Bile Spear, but here is a Falcon. Crazyman does have a Blood Crusher. A Demon with a vehicle armor will put a lot of pressure on the Falcon if he can catch it. Does decent DPS, but it's not the toughest thing around with just 600 hit points. The big upside, of course, being that you can support it with worship. Warlock reviving GiDDoLo's Warlock. He's level 3 now, Adila. GiDDoLo's Warlock still level 1. Wraith Lord and Wraith Guard up. 429, 265, but we have a Chaos Dreadnought on the field for Chaos Librarian with Mark of Khorne. Chaos Sorcerer can support the Mark of Khorne Dreadnought quite well with its global teleport thing. I always forget the name of that. 429, 265. What's going on here? Howling Banshees after Heretics. They Doom Blast, finish the cap and retreat. That's a nice play from Crazyman. Here comes that Falcon. Does good damage to all targets. Will also reinforce allied infantry models and can also transport them. 429, 257. Here come Wraithguard, short range artillery squad with huge damage potential versus all targets. They also suppress infantry and cannot be suppressed themselves. Really, really bad in melee though. The Blood Crusher trying to move in and tie them up. Howling Banshees chasing, and those Banshees are reinforcing off the Falcon. Just about reinforcing off the Falcon. Blood Crusher are now in melee with the Wraithguard, taking a lot of damage though from this Falcon. 429, 240, and the Blood Crusher goes down. Had no worship support, his heretics back at base. So easy to overextend your Blood Crusher and lose it. 429, 224 is a double cap for the Chaos team. The Mark of Khorne Dreadnought going after a Wraith Lord here. Now this is a fight. Blood Rage is up, so it's doing tons of damage to the Wraith Lord. Now it's gone. And I assume Librarian is ready to teleport this thing out. 429, 302 doesn't teleport it out. Not sure if he just wasn't paying attention or it didn't work or what. But down goes that Dreadnought. That's a big loss. 429, 194. And he might have difficulty dealing with Adila now, because this Wraith Lord survived. Very low on hit points, but needs repairs. 429, 186. Falcon being quite a nuisance for Crazyman, and lost his Havocs too. Look how much resources he has, and he's in tier 3. 429, 182. Is that Terminators? It is Terminators. With their power fist, going to get some rear armor hits on the Falcon. Here come Howling Banshees with aspect of fleetness. They will do a lot of damage to those Terminators, and they are level 3. You see the Terminators getting that demoralizing effect whenever they kill anything. Howling Banshees staying in this combat. This is a Warlock Web Gate, obviously, which can heal nearby allies. I don't think I saw it there though. Warlock level 2 of GiDDoLo, and Eldar hitting back big time. Look at this, 418, 182. Those Terminators backing off. I don't think they were the wisest choice for Crazyman. If they stay ranged, they're going to be put under serious pressure by the Banshees. If they get Lightning Claws, then he still has no way to deal with the Falcon. Although Lightning Claws on rear armor will take down a Falcon, I would think, eventually. 404, 182. Warlock capping this natural power, and Eldar coming to the fore big time in tier 2. Crazyman tier 3, I think that was a very, very early tier 3. Only got a Blood Crusher. Wraithguard, and has no way to tap this Wraithguard. Now he does. He has Lightning Claw Terminators. They will take down that Wraithguard big time, really, really quickly. Going after the Falcon. It looks like here comes the Howling Banshee squad. Do not want to engage Lightning Claw Terminators though. 361, 182. There's a triple cap for Eldar. Howling Banshees getting to the Webway Gate. Crazyman trying to be aggressive with the Terminators. Looks like Banshees are just going to leave them to it and go after the Heretics. Falcon survive so far. Wraithguard getting demoralized by losses. 331, 182. Banshees are going to whack to those Terminators, or did they? Did they get into the... I think they did get into the Webway Gate just in time. Wraithguard now losing models very quickly to the Terminators. This Falcon putting out some good DPS versus those guys. 306, 182. Steal the triple cap for Eldar though. Kicking off on the east side. Here is another Chaos Dreadnought taking Fire Dragon hits. Short range Melter Infantry with good mobility. 291, 182. There's the triple. Wraith Lord taking Las Cannon hits. Good usage of Zinch Worship here by Chaos Librarian. 271, 182. So they will at least get this Eastern VP back. And this Wraith Lord might go down. Dreadnought is going to chase it down, I think. 15 hit points. One more hit from its close combat claws and it will go down. Bang. There we go. Fire Dragons are there. Howling Banshees there with the aspect of strength, and there is the Blood Rage. He's got to get this thing out this time with the Warp Global thing. 232, 182. Sending the Dreadnought into base. You do have a 50% damage reduction aura in base though, and there is the teleport out. And the Dreadnought survives. West side. Crazyman taking his natural back. This Falcon is still around. Really good Falcon usage by GiDDoLo. Crazyman losing his Terminators. Wow, completely missed it looking at the east side. And Plague Marines are on the way to try and put some pressure on this Falcon. In the end, the Terminators did not quite pay off. Would have gone for an autocannon myself and used the double Heretics to deal with the Banshees alongside Touch of Nurgle. Have not seen Touch of Nurgle once. 221176. Wraith card, so much damage already. Level 2 and on the way to level 3. There is the Bilious Discharge again. Have enjoyed the Bile-Spear usage. Fetid armor on the way as well. Really awesome armor upgrade for the Plague Champion these days. Just 120, and the suppression from Unholy Stench lasts for ages. Eldar looking dominant. 218176. Do have some VPs to make up though. Marco Zinch on the way for Chaos Librarian, who goes tier 3. In fact, all the players go in tier 3. Lots of red up for GiDDoLo. Could drop an Eldritch Storm soon. 211176. Looks like GiDDoLo is reasonably confident of victory. Wraithguard backing off. Heretics chasing them. But there's that Falcon again. This thing almost level 3. And look at the damage it's putting on those Heretics. Plague Marines getting a missile hit, but suppressed by the Wraithguard. That will lower their speed, but it will not affect their refire rate because they are Plague Marines. Much like the Plague Champion, they still reload at the normal rate. Wow, losing 3 models to that Wraithguard. These guys halfway through level 3 now. 158176 kicking off on the east side. Fire Dragons getting shots on the Chaos Dreadnought. Do not see Fire Dragons all that often. Got a really good little anti-vehicle squad, anti-everything squad in fact, with those melter guns. 138176. Chaos Dreadnought is again teleported out. Looks like it dragged the Dire Avenger with it. 128176. Eldar holding on to the east, and there's the triple cap. 118176. Eldar doing very, very well with their tier 2 choices, I think. Crazyman got the Blood Crusher, which was a decent choice early on. Couldn't quite get it out of trouble when he needed to though, and then went tier 3. Got Terminators, which didn't quite pan out. Chaos Librarian and Adila having really fearsome fights on the east side. Those Chaos Space Marines wiped out. Painful. Piling Banshees level 4 for GiDDoLo. That is scary. 76-176. 100 VP lead for Eldar with the triple cap. Looks like they are going to take this first game. Chaos Dreadnought still stomping around. Havocs with that las cannon. Marco Zinch. 56-176. Blue team not giving up, but there's the washout. What is this? It was a Sigil of the Rift. What is the ability actually called? Warp Rift. There we go. 38-176. Wraithguard forcing off these Havocs. All players in tier 3. GiDDoLo with tons and tons of red. 653. Chaos Librarian also in tier 3, but doesn't look like he's going to have the time to get out a Predator or anything. 11-176. There's the triple cap. Double D cannons from Adila. That is spiteful. Look at the range on these artillery pieces, but there is the game. A triple cap at the end wins it for Eldar. Came storming back in tier 2 with good unit choices and really nice Falcon play on this west side for GiDDoLo. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you in the next game.